Race day is almost upon you, and suddenly the list of things that you need to pack goes from a bike and run shoes to a list as long as your arm. Don't worry, we're here to make sure you don't forget any of those critical things, and maybe a few things you hadn't even thought of along the way. Don't worry about writing all these down, because we'll put a list up on the end that you can screen grab so you make sure you don't forget anything. But I'm going to run through everything that you need on race day. My trick for doing this and not forgetting anything was always to just kind of visualize myself in the swim, in the bike, and on the run, wearing everything as if I was in the race, and run through from head to toe everything I'll be wearing, everything I'll be carrying, to make sure I didn't forget anything. But that's really for the end. Let's start by just running through how you would pack all your bags. Now, at an Ironman or a challenge race, a long distance race, they'll generally give you swim, bike, and run bags, which does help a whole lot. If you go into a triathlon that doesn't have those bags, it might be worth getting some for yourself that you can use to keep everything separate and make sure you've got everything together. Right, let's run through it backwards so we can pack things as we go, starting with our run bag, or as they've called it at this race, an after bike bag, which is the run. Okay. You run, obviously, your run shoes. I'm not going to mention the bike, of course, because I don't think anyone's actually gone to a triathlon and not brought their bike with them. I mean, maybe it has happened. Okay, starting with your run shoes. Obviously, you need your race shoes, and elastic laces, if you have them, are definitely worthwhile putting in your run shoes for that transition. Now, if you're wearing socks on the bike, you can obviously put them in the other bag, but I generally put my running socks only on for the run, so socks go in that same bag. Also, for the run, hat and sunglasses. Again, if you're wearing a helmet without a visor, you might already be wearing your sunglasses. Even if you are though, you might want to consider wearing a separate pair for the run versus the ones you wear for the bike, because they tend to get really grimy and greasy, and you can't really see very well for the run if you're wearing them for the whole bike too. So, hat, sunglasses, also in that bag. Then of course there is your run nutrition. For me, that's 4 gels for this one, 2 with caffeine and 2 without. So that's also going to go into the same bag. Another little trick here, an elastic band or a piece of electrical tape to put them together in a little bundle. And then when you pull them out of your bag, they don't go flying everywhere in transition. You can pick them up, slide them in your pocket, and while you're running, you can just peel one off at a time. There's a little trick for you. What else do we need for the run? Oh, at this race, I need a run number belt, because you don't need to wear it on the bike for this one. If you do need to wear it for the bike, obviously, that's going to have to go in the bike bag, which we'll get to in a second. And that's it for your run bag, or your run transition. Now onto the bike bag, or as they've called it in this race, the after swim bag, to avoid any confusion. Your bike bag is what you're going to pick up after the swim. It's going to have everything you need for the bike that isn't already on your bike, and that's a key factor, because, of course, you can put most things on your bike. In fact, I would recommend that you put everything you can on the bike rather than leaving it in this bag. The only exception would be if you do need to wear your number belt, put it in this bag, because it's far easier to put a number belt on while you're running towards your bike after having put your wetsuit in this bag than it is to do once you're already at your bike. Your helmet has to go in this bag, always. It's always going to go in that bag. Everything else is going to go on your bike, which would include your nutrition. For me, that's a whole bunch of gels and salt tabs, which will be in the bottles already in the bike, on the bottles. So your nutrition, don't forget that. Obviously your bike shoes, again, for me, they will be clipped onto the pedals. If they are clipped onto the pedals, you're going to need some elastic bands. Don't forget those. Those are the thing that everyone's always scrambling around in transition looking for elastic bands right at the last minute. Elastic bands to mount those. And one final thing to consider, especially if it's going to be a long race, is whether you put some lube and some sunblock inside one or both of these bags. If you're going to do a long transition or you're going to do a long race, you may want to put some sunblock on after the swim. You may also want to put some lube on after the bike to get you through that long run. Most races may have this in transition, but if you're not sure, it's well worth putting some of this in one or both of these bags. But you need a separate set to put on race morning before you actually get into the swim. So I am now going to put all this in the bags, because that's going to go to bike check-in. Right, now we move that out the way. If you're doing a long course race, you check in your bike the day before. That and the bike will all be out of your hotel room before that evening, before you go to bed. Then you can get ready, just the stuff you need for race morning, which starts with, of course, your tri suit. which you're gonna put on pretty much when you get up probably. Put that on first. Heart rate monitor, don't forget to put that on. You can put it on straight away. Your chip is also gonna go on your ankle first thing when you wake up. Some people even sleep in it. I don't prefer to do that, but put it on first thing. Then you want a bottle to take with you with some electrolytes in it, preferably. That lube and sunblock, remember that I mentioned earlier? That's gonna go on before the race start. And then you're gonna take with you your goggles, your hat, swim hat, and of course, your wetsuit. And all of this will go in your swim bag, and this stuff will go on your body, or in your body, as the case may be. And then there's a few extra things you might want to take with you down to transition, just in case, such as a pump. Sometimes people have one there, you can generally borrow one, but it's always nicer to just have your own so you don't have to worry about it. A multi-tool, hopefully you don't need it, but you never know, and it's far better to have one and not need it than need one and not have it. And some electrical tape, similar to the multi-tool. Better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And that's about it for the transition. Now, if you don't have a triathlon that has swim, bike, and run bags, you haven't checked those bags in the day before, you're bringing your bike down just before the race starts, and you're gonna set it all up next to your bike. Exactly the same principle, all the same list that we're gonna show on screen now. Screen grab this right now. Screen grab it, get it, got it? Right. Now that you got that screen grab, you got a list you can't forget. If you don't have transition bags, take a towel, preferably something that is in a fairly unique color, not just a standard black towel that you won't be able to find in transition, and put that next to your bike, and then all the same list that I just mentioned, but laid out neatly. Remember, put the bike stuff closest to you because you're gonna get that first, and your run stuff further away from you on that towel because you're gonna get that last. I hope this has helped you not forget anything for your next triathlon. If I have forgotten something, leave it in the comment section down below and let me know what I forgot. I guess I'll find out tomorrow morning if I have forgotten anything, because this is actually my stuff for the championship race that I'm doing tomorrow. So yeah, I'll let you know in the comment section myself if I forgot anything. Thanks for watching and happy racing.